Hello, today my video is going to be a bit different. I'm not going to be doing anything specific, but I'm just going to be talking and chatting, and I'm going to be chatting about my experience in varsity, and I'm going to be talking about my undergrad experience because I still am a varsity student. But with the transition from being a high school learner to being a student, yeah. For me, honestly, okay. So firstly, I went to the University of Witwatersrand, commonly known as Wits. Yeah, and stuff like I don't know. Like I flew through first year, I flew through second year. Not necessarily flew, like I was obviously putting in the work, but like I really never felt. I felt like I could manage my time, so I managed my time very well. So I never really felt as much pressure as I did in third year or as I am now, because I feel like as the year goes or as years go, I feel more pressure because even this year I am dying. But anyway, so that's the transition. The second thing is that I wanted to talk about is accommodation. So I lived at home, so because like I said, I'm from Joburg and I went to Wits. I'm from actually Soweto. So I lived at home in first year and I traveled. Guys, it was the worst thing ever. So anyway, I had class from 8 till 4. Like, and most days, not every day. Like, I think on Friday I had class until 12 or 1, something along those lines. Anyway, I had class and tutorials and whatever the thing is. And guys, it is very tiring for you to, after 4 o'clock, after from 8, guys, if you are going to stay on campus the whole day till 4, travel. And I used to use public transport and it was the worst, guys. Like, yo, it was the worst. And initially I had not intended to not move out of home, because obviously, like, I knew this. Like, I have an older sister and she explained it to me. She's like, no, you really need to go, blah blah blah. So like I knew a lot of the things or the common things that I had to do when I got to varsity, or common things that I didn't have to do when I got to varsity. So basically I knew the disadvantages and advantages of varsity because of my sister. But like I didn't get res. So Wits is very strict when it comes to like res and giving people res, especially people who live very close. They do prioritize people who live very far. So I didn't get res because of that. That sucks. But I think that system is very good, because I wouldn't imagine myself living at res, whereas there's someone from far, maybe KZN, who's coming to Joburg, who doesn't have a place to stay. So I think that system is very helpful in that sense. Kudos to it. Yeah, so I didn't get res. So then next year, second year, I definitely never moved to res, but I moved to an apartment because obviously res was not gonna take me. So I would advise for you guys to live at, also because of like working late, Wi-Fi, and it just helps in terms of social life. Because unless you're like a person, okay, I was a person, like obviously I'm from Joburg, I have friends outside like school, so I didn't necessarily have to make friends at varsity and whatever. But it helps in the sense that, like I said, like res is like, besides not just res, varsity is not just for let's go to school, let's just be like, hey, get an education. It's also for an experience. It's very great for you to like get that experience, get what people go through, meet people from different areas. Like I can say now I have people like friends from East London, friends from wherever, like, you know, it creates that, like, there's that sense, yeah. But so like I really feel like if you are at school, I mean, yes, you get to like make friends in class and stuff like that, but it's not the same, like especially in first year, because you have not so much time on your hands, but like there's not so much pressure. But so that's the year you're supposed to go out to parties, that's the year you meet new people. Do you understand? Like, so you make new friends in first year and stuff like that, and it becomes very difficult. Because with me also, like I didn't necessarily make a lot of friends. So I made friends, but how I got to know a lot of people was when I actually lived by campus and I was able to do a lot of things with people. So yeah, in second year I lived at an apartment and I paid electricity and stuff like that. Like, make sure you find a roommate that is like reasonable, because guys, I found a roommate. My first year I had a roommate, and it was a he, and he's from Cape Town actually, Silo, and he was the best. I think, not the best, obviously, like roommates we have fights and whatever, but like for me and Silo still talk, we still cool. So that is like key, guys. Like, do not find a monster roommate. Like, honestly like, I can't stress this out. Like, I've never had like the worst experience when it comes to roommates, because even in my third year I still talk to my roommates. Let's actually go to friends, guys. I lived in Joburg, and I had friends from Joburg, and I still have like my friends. They like, those people were the people that I go out with most of the time, because I didn't like have that shift thing going on. But like, still, like, it's good to have people you can go and just like forget your problems with, and you just like talk about stuff for like an hour before you study, or even have a study partner. Because for me, like I told you, in my third year I was like, yeah, third year was very, very stressful for me. Yeah, like I really felt the stress, and there was this thing of people going through depression, and you know, it's like even people close to you, stuff like that. Like, you see a lot of things, and you realize that, wow, like, I'm going through this, or maybe I'm not going through this, someone I know is going through this, and you need to be the support and everything else. So for me, I feel like it's very, very important to make friends. I don't think you should isolate yourself. Never, ever, ever, ever isolate yourself, because those people become your support structure. Like, I guys, I live, so in third year, speaking of accommodation, so in first year I lived at home, second year I lived at an apartment, and in third year I was like, I'm tired. I really, really am tired, guys. Like, because for me, I don't drive, so I had to walk to school, and it wasn't far from my apartment. It was like 5 minutes or 10, depending on how fast or slow you walk. I think in third year I had classes like 2 times or 3 times a week, something along those lines. So I used to wake up, obviously get ready, go to class, whatever. After class, literally go to my friend's res. So my res was still out of campus, which was annoying. Still off campus, so I still needed to walk, and I was not having it, guys. Like, honestly, hey guys, I was not having it. So I used to go to my friend's res, and literally the security guard, usually, like, he knew me. They all knew me. They were like, oh my god, this girl's here. They'd even allow me to go in without my friend being there. She was in class, and I'd go and I'd sleep. See, I've always been a person who believes in like sleeping during the day and working at night. Some people are vice versa. Like, honestly, I find it very, very difficult to work during the day, and that's also another thing. Like, yeah, you need to find your method of working, because yeah, guys, for me, during the day didn't work. Like, it just didn't work. So I used to sleep, wake up, then she's back, then we're like, okay, what are we making, what are we eating? We cook. After cooking, we eat, we gossip, whatever that goes on for like a few hours. Then we're like, okay, let's go to the lab. And then we go to the lab. She studied architecture, so like we used to go to her lab, because yeah, there was always space there, and we'd go there, and then yeah, guys, and we'd chill. So that was my routine every day, and I'd chill for like until the next day, sometimes like until 7. Yeah, this was third year, until 7 and whatever. This was when I was working hard, okay, in third year. So I was literally studying every day. And like in first year and second year, I only used to study when I had exams and when I had like assignments. Like in third year, I was like studying like every day. Like I was literally, yeah, I felt like a student in third year, guys. Honestly and truly, only in third year did I feel like a student. Anyway, so I didn't really like care for res, if you have to put it that way. There's people like who had res experience and whatever. I did have friends, but they were not from my res. But like, moral of the story is, make friends if you do make friends at res, that's great, that's even great. But for me, I feel like I only moved into res in third year, and that's why like none of my friends were at my res. Like I already had friends by the time I got to third year. And yeah, my res was very very isolated. It was one of those new reses that it's made, like, and not a lot of people knew about it. And like, yeah, everyone who was already there also had like their own friends, so it was just one of those. So yeah, I used to go to my friends, and like for the last duration, like my last exams, I literally moved out of my not moved out, but I was never there. Like I think for the whole month or two, I was at the res. There was a res called Jubilee, and this was my other friend now. And I literally stayed at Lozi's res. Like I stayed there, guys. And that res is very very strict. They know the people there. Obviously, like the security guards know everyone that lived there. It was like a res. It wasn't like a cater, because I lived in a self-catering res, so it was easy to have someone come live with me, because it doesn't matter, like I just cook and whatever. But with her, it was a catering res, so she used to get food, guys, and I used to take her food from dining hall and we used to share it. But like we'd still like buy our food and whatever, but she had a bath. Like it was just, yeah. But those experiences are nice. You get to see like people are there for you, and it's not necessarily because I needed to move out. Like legit, I didn't need to move out, but like it was just nice, like having someone to study with, someone who does the same thing as you, because me and her did the same thing besides one major. But like even our dates were like almost similar, so the days I was writing, she was writing, so it was very very like exciting. So yeah, moving on to budgeting, guys. Lastly, for me, I used to get a monthly allowance from my mom, and I also used to work like in first year, like guys. So in first year I worked, I think in first year I worked more than no, in second year, guys, I can't remember. First year, second year, I was fleeking when it comes to work. Like I used to do a lot of promotions, and like I used to be a promotions girl, guys. Like I used to do alcohol promotions, and those pay really 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 well. And I used to do cigarette promotions, and I used to do, yeah, actually just that. And yeah, like, oh, and I used to do the ticket sales type of thing where you put like tags on people. That was first year. And yeah, guys, and I made a lot of pocket money from that. I was very fortunate in the sense that in first year, second year, I used to work a lot, so I got like money from that working. And that would mean that usually from like Thursday I would work and stuff like that. So yeah, okay guys, so I think I'm gonna finish there. I know like I didn't talk about everything, and it's very very difficult for me to talk about 3 years of my life in just like a video. I take like the whole day, you know. There's a lot of like um stories that I could tell and whatever the case is. But I hope this did like is going to like make you get to know me a bit, and also it is going to help you. There's advice that you're going to take from me, and the little things that I did say. And I do apologize if it is extra long, because it is me trying to squeeze in 3 years of experience into a video. Anyway, I do hope you're gonna enjoy this. I do hope you're gonna learn from this, and in like take whatever that you can take from it. Lastly, please subscribe to my channel, like and comment if you want to add on something, and let's make this a conversation about varsity experience on whole and whatsoever. I would like that. I would appreciate that. Don't forget to like and share my video, guys. Share my video. And